Welcome to the new experiment that I'm trying over on this side. I'm calling it the MetaFi Shack. I wanna do something more related to outside of crypto, outside of, I can connect with the metaverse, I can connect with cybersecurity, that I can connect with blockchain, and most than anything, privacy. It's something that I don't think I had talked about a lot on previously, and I think it's important. I think privacy is very important. I think that the events that have been happening in the last week are very, very serious. People are not seeing the shift when it comes to government trying to just take over crypto. I mean, like, you could definitely tell they're doing something very different. Yeah, what up, Godfather? How you doing, bro? Glad to have you, brother. Let me do a little bit of change here. So I'm trying to change. There you go. Like that color a little better. So yeah, I think I want to talk a little bit about maybe on this channel I'll talk a little bit more about privacy coins and all this stuff, because I really think that this is the next thing that they're gonna go for. I mean, I had never seen anything like that in crypto where they say, all right, you cannot. Well, I guess Silk Road, I guess, is the last time that I had seen something like this related to crypto. But I mean, it was the website, and then crypto was used in the website. But as far as seeing them manipulate code or manipulate crypto smart contracts that way, or at least tell people, okay, you cannot go to this site. That's just strange to me. So I think I want to start talking about that. I think I'm going to start talking about Monero again. A little bit of Bitcoin, and of course, let's see here. Mhm. Let's see what I can do here. Good deal. So yeah, I'm trying to set this up as I go. So sorry about that. There we go. That looks a little nicer. All Alrighty. So some of the stuff that I kind of wanted to cover, of course, is the situation that's been happening with tornado. So I wanted to at least read through this because I think this is important. I think this is a shift in crypto, at least crypto as we know it. Open crypto, quote unquote. So let me cover that. So it mentions, welcome to the war on code. Crypto Twitter reacts to arrest of alleged Tornado Cash developer. The wider crypto community has erupted on Twitter following the news of an alleged Tornado Cash developer arrest in the Netherlands. Today's news of the Netherlands Crimes Agency developer is making waves on social media. Sorry, today's news of the Netherlands Crimes Agency arresting a suspected Tornado Cash developer is making waves on social media, with the crypto community and privacy advocates decrying the move as a declaration of war on those who simply write code. In short of words, I'm short of breath. They detain him for writing code. Writing code. These terrorist organizations called traditional nations must be dismantled, wrote Luis Cuenda, the co-founder of Aragon, an open source software project that helps projects manage decentralized autonomous organizations. Wow. Daniel Butchner, who works on decentralized identity solutions, added that arresting a developer for being part of a project that was allegedly used by bad actors transcends Ethereum and applies to any decentralized system. It's an over attack on human rights and casts a chilling effect over developers on open source software. Authoritarians who perpetrate human rights violations should be repelled by any and all means necessary. Welcome to the War on Code, stated Kobe, a prominent Twitter personality and co host of the Up and Only podcast. Tom Robinson, the chief scientist at blockchain analytics firm Elliptic, shared a similar view, saying that with the arrest of a Tornado Cash developer, the discord between decentralized financial protocols and law enforcement starts to play out. As others have asked, is this the start of the war on code? Some longtime Bitcoin maximalists joined the debate as well, with Stefan Livera, the host of a popular podcast, calling the developments around Tornado concerning news. Imagine if road builders were being arrested because criminals used them, or home curtain installers wanted privacy. Should not be considered a crime. Tornado Cash, which obfuscates the origins of Ethereum transactions by pulling together large numbers of transactions and mixing them to prevent them from being tracked on the public blockchain, was sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury Department on Monday, along with the slew of addresses associated with the service. Jake Trubinsky, a lawyer and head of policy at Blockchain Association, weighed in the government's move, saying that he spent the whole week looking into sanctions imposed on Tornado Cash and haven't heard a satisfying justification yet. The main argument is criminals used it a lot. Okay, but they use everything law-abiding citizens do. Where's the line? How slippery is this slope? There's certainty. Uncertainty is a step back, replied crypto researcher Noah Rudderman, adding that the whole thing is likely to be about surveilling issues. If you ever get too good at disrupting surveillance, internal pressures will come from foreign policy and national security interests to shut it down. Arresting cryptographers for writing software is the end of credibility for the West. Bad move. Worst timing, naive, wrote Simon Taylor, head of strategy at fraud prevention and compliance infrastructure provider Sardine. As for what's next, only time will tell. So, yeah, I'm still surprised that that happened. So I just kind of wanted to cover that one because I think it's a very important one to cover to start the channel. I know it was a few days ago, but I also want to cover the side of the Treasury, or at least their justifications for the sanctions. U.S. Treasury sanctions notorious virtual currency mixer Tornado Cash. Washington, U.S. Department of Treasury Officer Foreign OFAC sanctioned virtual currency mixer Tornado Cash, which has been used to launder more than $7 billion worth of virtual currency since its creation in 2019. This includes over $455 million stolen by the Lazarus Group, a Democratic People's Republic of Korea state-sponsored hacking group that was sanctioned by the U.S. in 2019 and the largest known virtual currency heist to date. Tornado Cash was subsequently used to launder more than 96 million of malicious cyber actor funds derived from the June 24th, 2022 Harmony Bridge heist and at least 7.8 million from the August 2022 Nomen heist. Today's actions is being taken pursuant to Executive Order 13694 is amended and follow OFAC May 6 of 2022 designation of virtual currency mixer blender. Today is sanctioning Tornado Cash, a virtual currency mixer that launders the proceeds of cyber crimes, including those committed against victims in the United States, said Undersecretary of the Treasury for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence Brian Nelson. Despite the public assurance otherwise, Tornado Cash has repeatedly failed to impose effective controls designed to stop from laundering funds for malicious cyber actors on a regular basis, and without basic measures to address its risk. Treasury will continue to aggressively pursue actions against mixers that launder virtual currency for criminals and those who assist them. And then, of course, they justify themselves about blah, blah, blah. Like they're trying to do this to stop that. But I mean, are they going to stop like dollars now? Because dollars is the most used currency for crime. But I guess based on that, I wanted to jump to this to see. I guess obviously, since the channel is starting, I'm not going to have that many people that have an opinion. But then what I wanted to see is at least just start the conversation when it comes to this, because I think this is very, very important. There's someone that's trying to mine, is trying to fork Ethereum proof of work. So with this series of events that's been happening, I think that I would support this fork over the Ethereum 2.0 fork. Obviously, people wouldn't support it to the level that it wouldn't give, it wouldn't be worth the same. It would just be worth a portion, maybe, I don't know, 1% or something. So if Ethereum's like, like 1,000, then you're trading this thing at like $10. But my thinking on this is, what if the stable coins already said that they're not going to support this thing? Um, but I think this is interesting. I think this is something that we definitely need to pay attention to. Let's see here. As Ethereum gears up for the merge and upgrade, which will shift its network to a proof of stake consensus mechanism from proof of work, some miners are preparing to conduct a hard fork. A hard fork or a blockchain split of sorts would allow miners to break away from Ethereum chain post merge and attempt to continue a proof of work chain dubbed ETH POW. The miners' motivations here aren't surprising. Once the merge happens and Ethereum shifts to proof of stake, they will lose their source of income. The team behind ETH POW recognize their goal is not easy, but they remain confident in their potential for success. In a letter, they claim to have already alleviated major hurdles in the way, including the so called difficulty bomb. We have dismantled the difficulty bomb and complete the preparation on the test network. The ETH proof of work team wrote addressing their claims to the development team behind Ethereum Classic, which also resulted from a contentious Ethereum fork in 2015. The difficulty bomb is a mechanism intended to incentivize the network to move away from proof of work by exponentially increasing the difficulty level of puzzles required for mining, making continued mining unviable. Removing the difficulty bomb would seem to be an essential step in the miners' hope to continue business as usual of ETH proof of work. In the face of such a hard fight, this hard bifurcation is inevitable. To this, many within the Ethereum community reacted with jokes. Thanos said there was inevitable as well, and we all know what happened to him. The Ethereum community isn't alone in criticizing ETH POW. The ETH POW team's statements come in response to an Ethereum Classic August 8th letter, which details why Ethereum Proof of Work won't work. Did not take kindly to this, and alongside its difficulty bomb removal claims, poked at Ethereum's Classic throughout response. The ETC small pool can't hold the entire ETH computing pool at all. Even without ETH, there will be ETH-X and ETH-Y, said the miner, seemingly alluding to other potential forks, X and Y, that haven't happened yet. And that includes Pulse Chain. So in that one, they're talking about Pulse Chain as well. The bottom line is that remains unclear for now whether the ETH proof of work fraction will be able to pull off what they claim, and regardless of how the miners may feel about it. The merge is fast approaching. On Thursday, developers suggested a target of September 15. Though that is an estimate and subject to change. And then the last one that I wanted to share, just to keep it on, since we're like I said, it seems like we're dealing with this kind of, seems like we're going to be dealing with privacy issues going on forward. So I think that's kind of like the subject that I wanted to start this channel with. It mentions Monero privacy focused crypto protocol upgrade. It's now live. The upgrade to privacy coin Monero protocol, a collaborative effort involving 71 developers, has been successfully implemented. The non-contentious hard fork to upgrade one of crypto's most popular privacy protocols, Monero, has successfully completed today. The fork took place and enhances the network with a host of new privacy-preserving features. The number of signers for a ring signature has been increased from 11 to 16 for every transaction. Ring signatures are digital signatures that can be produced by any member in a group. It should be computationally infeasible to determine which key was used to create the signature. Ring signatures make it impossible to trace the origin of a Monero transaction. The previous bulletproof algorithm, whose upgrade to Bulletproof Plus, a zero knowledge proof that enable confidential transactions, size or increases transaction speed, overall performance is expected to improve by 5 to 7%. Butags are new ways to speed up wallet syncs by 30 to 40%, and wallets that support Monero include Ledger and Trezor, two popular hardware wallets. Cake Wallet is a hot wallet that was originally involved. Um, let's see here. Cake Wallet is a hot wallet that was originally exclusive. Also supports Bitcoin, Litecoin, LTC. Blah blah blah. Fee changes will minimize fee volatility and improve overall network security. Multi-sig functionality has been improved and critical security patches were added. The price of XMR is holding steady, currently trading at $165.80 at the time of publication. So that's another one I wanted to discuss because I wonder what's going to happen with Monero. I'm very, very curious of what's going to happen with it. Is it gonna, like, are people gonna flock to it because they understand that this is it. This is the final frontier of privacy. Like, if you want privacy, there's no more tumblers or blenders or mixers, you want to call it whatever you want to call it, in the US. So they're not gonna allow mixers in the US. Well, this is it. This is it. You either buy Monero or buy the one from Jeff Berwick, Pirate Chain, which is like 50 cents. But that's it. There's just no other effing way to have privacy anymore, at least not in transactions. So, I mean, I'm not trying to insinuate that people are doing bad things or that, anything to that extent, but it's just, it's so odd to me that, they're going this way. So it's just, I guess this is the route that I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to take some of my Hedron gains and some. By the way, Hedron's pumping like a mofo. Shout out to anyone that followed me my video from like 3 months ago on Hedron. I told you guys next 20. What was it? The 20D chess move. That was a good video. How long was that? Like maybe like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. Whenever Alex announced like COSAC, because I was like, man, this thing is just gonna rocket Hedron like a rocket ship. I can't wait. I already set aside a little bit of dry powder for getting me into the Watsa. So not even too much, but that's the one that I think I'm gonna probably throw like maybe 60%, and then 2020 on the like one HSI or two, and then the rest it'll be Hedron. So anytime Hedron come out, bah, 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 all the time, just staking, staking, staking. Because I think I'm liking this idea of the infinity loop. So that's like the new thing I'm gonna go for. So yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna let it go at this. Yeah. I'm ready to go for a Coastal launch. Got my HSI ready and got a G small for the what's that? And let the stake that Hedron. There you go. That's what's up, brother. I think that's probably where I'm gonna focus my content from now on. I think I think Hedron is gonna develop a really nice community. It seems very chill. Um and I think that's what I'm probably gonna focus on going on forward. I mean, I tried to help the Hexagons as much as I could, and it was just not a thing. People just they're too smart over there, And then here, I can just be like another fly on the wall. I don't have to say anything. I'm just there. I'm just collecting my bags, playing the game, and learning, which is a great thing because that's what we were doing in the main chat all the way till October. Everyone was just adding, adding, adding. No, there was no selfishness. No, this is mine, this is yours, blah blah blah. No, it was like it felt like a team. So it felt like we had like a 24-hour, three shift team, um, just running the chat where like the team from the night would get the brief from the team in the morning, and then the team in the midday would get the brief from the team and then yeah, we're running that thing like clockwork. And I think we're like, Hedron's doing that. So like now I don't even have to do anything. I just go in there and I just most of the times I don't even talk. I'm just there chilling, absorbing information, and it feels great. But then every other place, it just kind of feels like it's a fight or some type of competition or whatever. And this is not my style. I just love sharing. And if I find something fast, I want to share it faster so that our community is smarter, more prepared, and it's not falling in scams or not sharing incorrect information because then we look stupid. All that stuff, I take into consideration. So I hope that other people see it the same way. That way, like I said, guys, I really think that the strategy has shifted. Now it's when we get gains from Hex and Hedron, I would recommend a 3 to 5%. And this is probably going to give me all kinds of flack from the community and all kinds of shit, but I'm just going to say 3 to 5% into privacy coins. You pick your coin. I'm not going to show a specific coin. I know the coins I'm going to pick, but there's some out there, and just check them out. We can do a video. What I'm probably going to do is next, I'm going to do a video on all the ones that are left, which there's not many, but I'll go into depth into that because I really think that real soon there will be some type of something. Again, this was just out of the blue. I mean, I hadn't heard. I'm sure the Department of Treasury and all that stuff has had issues with Tornado Cash, but I hadn't heard anything. And I'm very in the know with crypto news. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen next, but I definitely gonna check it out because I don't like the way that like I said, I don't like the way that happened. It happened out of nowhere. It seems that there was no specific, yeah, I understand that there was hacks and all this stuff, but yeah, no. So I'm going to try to prepare people to get into at least, like I said, between 3 or 5% of your portfolio should include privacy coin. So we'll see how like I said, we'll see how I cover that one. I really appreciate you, Godfather, brother. You were like the only one here, and It feels good. It feels good. We're gonna start this new channel. Like I said, it was gonna be like a new experiment. I don't even have an intro or outro or nothing, so I'm gonna work on that tonight. Because on this channel, like I said, we'll just start brand new, away from the Hexagon community. We'll try to bring in people probably into Hex that way, but we'll try to focus more on like cybersecurity, privacy coins, and that type of situation, which I think we could, that way we can engage some other crowds in crypto, and then we bring it into our community. Okay, Father says, I know zero about privacy going. Oh, there you go, brother. I'm gonna polish you then, man. Yep, yep. That's the thing. I know a lot, but I never talk about it in the Identity Block channel because I do not want it to, I just don't want it, I don't want to connect one with the other. The other channel I went for like more for, issues with identity theft and all that stuff. Later I guess it just snowballed into crypto. But I like the idea and plan the channel. There you go. Yeah, brother. Yeah, because I mean, like real soon, what's gonna happen, Godfather? Is like real soon. I don't like to say that I'm like this visionary or whatever, but recently I'm starting to think that way. It's like I try to see, I've been reading a lot from like Ray Dalio and that type of guys that are always focused on the cycles, and so I'm now what I'm doing is that I'm always trying to focus what's happening 3 years, 2 years, 5 years down the road, and that's been helping me where I can see all the stuff happening 4, 5, 3 months. I mean, I was just checking around, and I noticed that even Maddie was doing videos on shrinkflation today, and I was like, "Well, I did a video on shrinkflation like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I checked, and I had done a video on shrinkflation a year ago. So a year ago, I was looking about shrinkflation. Well, people are looking about it now. Well, now what's the point? It's already happened. You know, you need to be prepared before it happens. That's the problem. That people are always kind of reacting instead of being prepared. So in this case, if you have a few coins that you own them, of course, not in an exchange, because that's the problem. If you have if you have privacy coins but they're in an exchange, it's yeah, that's the same. But if not, then we have a chance, because the more people have them, the more people understands the importance of having them, the more they get distributed. And hopefully this is, like I said, this is not something that they tried to ban somehow. So yeah, brother, I'll leave it at that. And like I said, I had no outro, so I'll just kind of like end it here. And I guess how I'll we'll see how I'll start ending the show, or if I get some type of catchphrase or something. But I really think that this is important. I think that this happened way too quick, and we're gonna try to fix it. So see you in the next one.